Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to this Friday's class. We have a special guest, Wendy Freeman. We're so happy to have her stepping in for Mapuana Murgel. She's at a convention this weekend, and so she's taking some fun time away, and I'm going to be with you today as Wendy shares with you the ultimately timely topic of back to school. And one of the reasons I love this topic so much is it's funny, we're like at a different stage now. Our kids are older, so it's not like they're sharing crayons in kindergarten and all the things. But it doesn't matter whether you've got little kids in school. If you're out in public, we are all part of the petri dish once school starts again. And so whether you've got littles in school or not, if you go to the grocery store and you go to other places where their hands have been, the germs are going to start spreading in a couple weeks. So I'm going to hand it over to you, my dear Wendy, and you can tell us all the goods about back to school essential oils.
All right. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. Um, when you're creating continued education or at like any class, really, it's apparent that there's so much content. So I could talk for days, but I'm not going to do that to you guys tonight because time is precious, right? So if you have questions or concerns that do not get answered in tonight's presentation, then please feel free to write it down, ask at the end, use the chat feature, or even ask the advocate that invited you to class today. So I'm actually going to start out with warming your hearts because we got to hear from our kids because this is who it's about, right? So make if you can't hear it, send me a unmute and say you can't hear it. But I will go ahead and share my screen. Can you guys see that okay?
I can see it and I can hear you.
Okay, so then let's go ahead and play Jacob and Jet.
Hi guys, my name is Jacob, and this is my little brother. What's your name? Jet. And today we're going to talk about the oils that have helped us. And the first one I want to talk about is the Aroma Touch, right here. And this one helps a lot. For instance, when I'm having growing pains, Mom will maybe rub it on the bottom of my feet, and it will make my legs feel a lot better after. And then the next one I want to talk about is the Adaptive. This one also helps when I'm getting stressed if she rubs it on, like right here on the wrist or maybe right here. It helps a lot to keep you less stressed. Then the last one I want to talk about is my favorite, the Roman chamomile. This one is great for putting in your tea, and it really helps me fall asleep and just get calmed down. And this is chamomile. When your tummy feels bad, tummy oil will help you because it stops the tummy hurt. Well, what do we do? We wrap it on your tummy and it will feel much better. Bye guys. Thanks.
Okay, now that I've warmed you guys' heart, isn't that cute? You guys have like come back. No, don't go buy all that stuff yet. Come here, come here. I've got more stuff to show you. So let me switch to slides. Thank you, Jet and Jacob. That was adorable. Okay, able to. Okay, once I start presenting, I can't see you, but if you have a question, use the chat feature. I do have another device open. Or just unmute. That's just a relaxed environment. So this subject's very close to my heart. I have two kids, one 17 and one 12, and we are a homeschool family. I actually wanted to just get everybody warmed up and use the chat feature just so you know where it's at. And then so if you've got questions, you can locate it. So real quick, this is a quick fire game. It's the first day of school. You can only bring supplies that begin with the first letter of your first name. What are you bringing? Go ahead. You got 30 seconds.
Do we just say what we are going to bring?
You can, or find the chat feature and type it in the chat. I just want this was kind of an exercise to help you see where the chat is. So if you have a question later in the class, you know where to type it. There, I see it now. Mapu's bringing a banana. Folders, masks, graph paper. All right, awesome. So we're warmed up, we're ready to go. Any recommendations you see here today can be used whether your kids are going to school in person or homeschooled. Like I said, we're a homeschool family and we have been since January of last year. So I think that's still relatively new to us. Previously, my kids were in person from kindergarten to 10th grade for my son and kindergarten to 6th grade for my daughter. We've used doTERRA for both environments. So hopefully you can take home some valuable information and suggestions today. I've been a doTERRA product user for over 5 years, so we have lots of testimonies and successes to share. So this is what I think of mornings. I would say I am not a morning person. I think for us, mornings have been the most challenging. Others might say bedtime, right? We'll talk about that a little bit later. But just getting everybody up and going and motivated. So what does our doTERRA morning routine look like? So we have some basic daily habits here, like brushing our teeth, right? We do that every day. Why not do that by using doTERRA's wonderful On Guard or Supermint toothpaste? It tastes amazing, super safe, clean ingredients. It's absolutely a household favorite in our house. We also get the diffusers going. That's probably one of the first things I do when I'm getting everybody motivated. So it's going to help uplift that morning mood and get everybody going. Our favorite is peppermint and wild orange. That's one of our biggest go-tos. Peppermint is invigorating. It's waking everybody up. And wild orange is emotionally balancing and helps with that, just that morning funk. A couple of other suggestions too from our kids collection here. We have Thinker and Stronger. We're going to talk about those a little bit later too on how to use them throughout the day, but we're using these right now for our morning routine. So Thinker is our focus blend for our kids. And what more do we need on a morning from our kids is focus, right? So roll that on the temples, back of the neck, bottoms of the feet, because I'm like, eat your cereal, put your socks on, like do the things. The struggle is real, right? Stop playing with the cats. We got to get things done, right? I feel the struggle. So these kids rollers are beautiful and they're pre-diluted with fractionated coconut oil, which is a carrier oil. Basically, it's coconut oil with the fat that's been extracted, so it stays a liquid state all the time. And we know our kiddos have sensitive skin, so it's real gentle and easy to use on them. Although at any point you can use them on us big kids too. One of the best ways for our kiddos to have an application of this is the bottoms of their feet. So that absorbs in about 30 seconds. And within about 20 minutes, every cell in their little bodies is feeling the benefits of that application. How cool is that? Science is amazing. Other places to apply: back of the neck, down the spine, pulse points too. And then you can do temples, because when I think of the focus blend, I think like blinders. So put temples, and then that keeps them on task, keeps them on track. Another important thing on a morning too is really thinking about what we're eating. What are we feeding our kids on a morning? Breakfast really sets our kids up for success for the rest of the day. I always remember my mom would always say, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And as we've got older, we probably understand that more now. So things like limiting or zero sugar, because sugar lowers immune function. It increases inflammation and it negatively affects our blood sugar. And especially for our in-person school kids, we really want them to have strong immune support. Send the kids to school with eggs, like scramble up some eggs in the morning, nitrate-free sausage, apples and nut butter. Almond butter is a personal favorite in our house. And this is instead of those sugary cereals, pancakes, orange juice, or the sugary choices. We really want to get them going on the best foot every morning. So now we're at school, whether it's brick and mortar, or we're at our desk in our bedroom or at the dining room table, wherever our workstation is, what can we be doing to support that environment? What I thought was a really cool idea, and you can buy this on your doTERRA account, is these little keychains. So it's super cute, fits real nice, doesn't take up hardly any room in the backpack, and it holds 10 oils. And they've got a little clip on too, so you could clip it to the side of the backpack. Of course, we've got our hand sanitizer spray. I always put that in the kids' backpacks, and then wipes that you can put in their lunch bag. This is all part of our On Guard collection, which is our protective blends. So still we're concentrating on fighting all of that yuck and cooties that float around in the school environment. Another neat idea, and of course, this is depending upon what's allowed in school. I am not encouraging any of these kids to be rebels, at all. But a diffuser bracelet. So if your kids are allowed to wear something like jewelry like this, then they can wear a diffuser bracelet. I'm talking too fast, aren't I? Of course, if they're at home and they're homeschooled, then they should be able to wear it. You can drop oil on the lava beads, and that is another great thing to get them through the day. Any of these screens as we go along, feel free to take a screenshot so that you can look back later as well at what we talked about. And of course, with the keychain, so you've got you'll have these little drams, and you know what your kids like. The next screen, I'm going to have some suggestions on what to put in them, but you can put in whatever you think is best to help your kids get through the day. And of course, this can depend on the age of your kids too. So work along with your advocate that invited you to this workshop, and then they could help you adjust and make suggestions accordingly. Another point on diffusing, if you're homeschooled, have your diffusers going all day. Maybe change your morning blend that was intended to wake up and motivate to a blend geared more towards focus, like adaptive, or use some Spanish sage. And of course, in addition to diffusing, we can apply topically. Oil up, as we like to say. As I mentioned before, on our littles, the back of the neck, maybe the temples, and the bottoms of the feet. So go ahead and take a screenshot. Here's some suggestions of what to put in your little keychain. All right, so let's talk about after school. So coming out of school, the kids are full of energy and they've been running all day. We're going to continue using anything On Guard because the kids are coming out of school, they're bringing all that yucky environment home with them. Another suggestion too, while the kids are at school, mom, dad, or grandparent, whoever's cleaning the house, can go ahead and use On Guard to clean the house while the kids are gone. That's still going to help keep all of that yucky stuff at an all-time low. And it's supporting everyone and safe for everyone. On Guard foaming hand wash is great. Just doing all the things to support that immune system. Another way I like to support my kids is through supplementation. So this could actually be part of your morning routine, or you can do it at nighttime too. If your kids are older and they can swallow pills like my kids, I like to give them one each of the Lifelong Vitality. It has their omegas, it helps their cellular health, also a multivitamin. And then PB Restore, which is our pre, pro, and postbiotics. Now, if we're not swallowing pills yet, that's okay. We got everybody covered. We have an A to Z chewable. Right? They just got to crunch it up. And then we have PB Assist Plus. I fixed the slide and forgot to save it. Anyway, it looks similar, the packaging's just different. And the ingredients have been much improved. But anyway, it's like a little pixie stick and it tastes so good. So go ahead and get those probiotics with your for your children. And then Tri-Ease is another one I don't have pictured because my kids have allergies, seasonal threats going around, and Tri-Ease is a nice little soft gel and it's super effective. We haven't actually had to buy any over-the-counter medicine for over 5 years now, for those particular things. So that's great. If you have the lifelong vitality, another way, if your kid is not swallowing pills yet, to get them the benefits of those vitamins is to break open the capsule and maybe put in a smoothie or some juice or something like that. So they're still getting the benefit without having to swallow a pill. And of course, diffusing. We're diffusing all the time. I think every room in this house has a diffuser. And each room might be different. The kids have their favorites that they'll diffuse in their bedroom. Maybe there's something else going in the bathroom, something else in the main living area. It's just whatever's everybody's favorite. Okay, my favorite time of day. Bedtime, yes, peace and quiet. So what do we do for bedtime? What's our routine? Kids need routine, right? They need stability. They need a routine. So go to bed on time, especially on a school night. I know sometimes there's disruptions, there's things happen, things come up, but the best you can have a consistent routine. Screen time off, because we know that blue light is going to keep them awake and their brain still thinks it's time to play. Screen time off, TVs, tablets, phones, and then have a nice healthy evening meal as well. If they want a nighttime snack, get creative with it. Make it fun, make it healthy. Maybe chopped up apples and oranges. I know my daughter, she likes to put grapes in the freezer, and then she gets a little bowl of grapes, and then she'll sprinkle her PB Assist Plus, so her little pixie stick probiotics, and sprinkles them on the grapes, and that is her snack. And it's super fun, really tastes good, and very healthy. Here's another one is our continuous mist sprayers. I love these. So make them into a pillow and sheet spray. Of course, you can use them as air fresheners too, which I do that as one in each bathroom. But for a pillow and sheet spray, you're not soaking everything. It's just misting the pillow and sheet. And you can make these up with like Adaptive, Serenity, Lavender, whatever you find is the most calming, and just kind of mist the bed, and it's going to be a nice calming atmosphere when the kids go to bed. So you can also get these off your doTERRA account. It's a twin pack. I think the price point is $12, and these are amazing, and you get 2 in a pack. Oh, the other thing, so I do 25 drops of oil, and then I top up with distilled water. Or if you have reverse osmosis, that's also good, but do not use straight tap water. There's all kinds of yucky things in that, and we do not want things growing in the water that has no business being there. Okay, we're trying to be healthy, right? Our moisturizer is beautiful. It's fragrance free. There's no oils added, so you can add your favorite oil to the lotion and apply. So maybe use after bath time. And then we back to our kids' rollers. Calma was always my go-to for my little girl. Calma on the bottoms of her feet. It's really nice to use after bath time, and they're all calm and going to bed. All right, let's talk. So we've talked bits and pieces about the kids' collection. Here is a complete picture of these beautiful rollers. There's 7 rollers, 7 10 ml rollers, and they're already pre-diluted, ready for kids to use. So we have your Thinker for focus. Stronger is the protective blend, so think immune support. Calmer, which is exactly what it is. It's going to calm your kids down. Tamer, as our Jet said at the beginning, Tamer's for his tummy, right? So all that tummy trouble, you just roll it on there. Rescuer is for soothing support. So maybe they've got a boo-boo, like a bruise or something like that. or restless legs, maybe those groin pains, Rescuer is going to be a good one to use. Steady is a balancing blend, and then Brave is our courage blend. This is absolutely a beautiful set. And I just love how they have these little clips on it to clip onto the backpack. And they're pretty too. And then I can't find our flashcards, but you can see them in the picture there. It comes with flashcards so the kids can see which oil does what, and it's really helps them. Few more slides here to take screenshots of. So if our kids are in elementary, maybe to 6th grade, these are some really good oils to use, and it'll show you where it's supporting, how it's supporting them. Go ahead and take a screenshot. And then we have our high school edition. As you can see, there's some little adjustments there because we're going a little bit more to the grown-up oils, if you want to call it that. So In Tune, for example, is our version of Thinker. So In Tune is our focus blend. We've got our adaptive roller there too, that Jake talked about at the beginning. Go ahead and get your screenshot. Mental health is important. It's not just important for us as grown-ups, but our kids really deal with it too. When I think about what our kids are exposed to in school these days, it's not just cooties, it's a stressful environment. The pressure to get assignments done, the pressure to fit in, am I going to make new friends? Whatever the situation our young ones are facing, they're under a lot of pressure. So having emotional support using our natural solutions is vital. So as you can see, we've got some examples from our kids collection. Brave is our courage blend. Steady is for grounding. Calmer is for our restful blend. And then we have our beautiful adaptive system. Adaptive was created with things like PTSD, overwhelm, anxious feelings, those kind of things in mind. My son, when he was in person, he would regularly have panic attacks. He did not like high school at all. It was really hard for me to see that. However, what we started doing was he would take an adaptive capsule every morning with his breakfast, and he would take his adaptive roller with him in his backpack, and that would get him through the day. And he was at the point where he was not having panic attacks anymore because he had this support. Now that we're in the home, he diffuses adaptive in his room because it also helps him focus while he's doing his assignments and he stays on track. So just what's available this month. So this is very timely. Adaptive roller that we've talked about is free with a qualifying purchase. So qualifying meaning if you are a loyalty rewards customer and you place your loyalty rewards order between the 1st and the 15th of this month, and it's 125 PV or more, you will get a free adaptive roller. That's definitely one to have. I think I have one in every different bag that I take out with me. Adaptive is all over. And then 10% off Thinker all month long or while stocks last. And then take a screenshot too, because those 10 ways to use, you can see how versatile these beautiful products are. And then I've included some DIYs. It's always something fun to do. That's what we like to do in our house. So if you're not sure what to diffuse, here's some ideas of some different blends to put together in your diffuser. And also our flute. So flute stands for frankincense, lemon, on guard, oregano, and tea tree. You can make that in a roller. For an extra boost, you can add melissa, which is amazing for immune support. And so you just get an empty 10 ml roller and put 10 of each of those drops, 5 of melissa if you wanted to add that too, and then top up with a little bit fractionated coconut oil. And then with our kids, like we keep saying, roll on the bottoms of the feet, down the spine, and back of the neck for daily support. Another one of my favorite products is Correct X. We use this almost daily in our house for cuts and scrapes, and it be used as chapstick. It's beautiful. It's basically a natural Neosporin, and it's good for all those things. And then I had to include the Happy Hairspray. When my kids were in person, that was my worst fear. And it happened 1 year and never again. I'm like, no, I cannot do this. So this is a beautiful, gentle spray that you can make up and just spray your kids, get close to the scalp, but spray close to the scalp and massage into the hair, and they can wear that every day. And it's gonna support clean, healthy hair and hopefully ward off that other thing. I don't want to mention their name, but you know what I'm talking about. We are almost there. Thanks for hanging with me. Okay, yay. One more thing I just wanted to mention too is that doTERRA usually has a back to school sales. So just keep watching and seeing and paying attention to whatever communities you're in for those announcements. So yeah, if you got any questions, go ahead.
Is it possible if you could go back to the elementary and junior high so I could get a screenshot, please?
Yeah. Let me go back here. Okay, there's your elementary one.
Okay.
Okay. And there's your high school edition.
Thank you. And I like the videos. They were very like kid friendly, but whimsical at the same time.
Wendy, are you able to see the chat? I know it was some questions in there.
Okay,
I
I
saw
am now that I'm not sharing.
Okay.
There was a question regarding what to diffuse in the classroom. So one of the things that is so awesome about the diffuser is you can actually impact the energy of the room, which is super helpful as a teacher. And so when both my boys were going to school, I would donate a diffuser to the classroom if the teacher was allowed to take it. And some of the favorites were obviously On Guard, especially in the winter months. But what they found that they also liked just as well, and the teachers loved the On Guard because they didn't get sick as often and their classrooms weren't as sick as often. But then sometimes the kids come in and they're just tired or they're crabby. And so they would put different oils like Citrus Bliss in there. If they were crabby, it's a blend of citrus oils, kind of just help take the crabby out. If they need to get moving and they're sluggish, you can do that peppermint wild orange like Wendy was talking about. And then some days they'll just come in and they're just kind of off and you need to kind of center them. So adaptive would be a good one to use on those days. And I just know if I was a teacher and had a classroom of kids, what an asset this would be, because they come in with all kinds of moods coming from all kinds of home situations, and you can literally help for everyone in the room kind of engage them in a different way while they're in your space, which is so cool.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, because I don't have kids of my own, but I am a kindergarten teacher. Sorry, I can't find my words. Too much training today. And so that's what I was wondering.
Perfect. Yeah. And then the kindergarten space, another thing is awesome. It depends on all the rules of where you're at, but On Guard the foaming hand wash, that was another thing I donate, especially in kindergarten, because they're sharing everything, scissors, crayons, glue, and then they go to snack time and lunch, and some teachers are, have them wash their hands, some don't. And so now that's all going into their mouth. So if you can have them wash their hands, it's just going to cut down on the sickness in the classroom for you. If not, obviously you can just use it yourself. But for my kids, I always included the hand sanitizer in their lunchbox. Back then we had to make it ourselves because they didn't have one. But that would be my way. And I was like, you always spray your hands before you're putting food into your mouth, because I know what you've been touching. And it helped out a lot with sickness.
I was going to say too that the beautiful thing about the oils is the fact that they're not fragrance. So, if somebody, even if you had to ask permission to bring them in, it's not going to be something, unless somebody has a plant allergy, but it's not going to be something where it's going to be overwhelming or it has something toxic that they're breathing in, like a Febreze or a plug-in, or all of those like fragrance products. So at least this is natural and it's safe for everyone to breathe in.
For sure.
That's a good thing, because that would be the issue, is that I didn't want to make it too strong in the classroom, but I wanted to do what it's supposed to do. And I'm also open to any donations as a poor kindergarten teacher.
Be able to work that out. One thing I would suggest, and this is what we found over time, it's but better to just kind of have them be discreet, because some teachers got by the whole year and no one knew. And so what we would do is just kind of put it behind a book that was sitting up. That way it didn't, because some people just want to complain, and then it hurts everybody that could benefit from it. So we just had it off to the side, like on their desk, but kind of behind a taller book. Kids didn't know, classroom smelled great. Other teachers came in and were happy to be in there and didn't know why. And it was good. And they had a good,
And that is my plan.
good.
Hide and be discreet, but you gonna love coming in my room. Yes, I love it.
Yes.
I'll get
That's
your diffuser bracelets, diffuser jewelry, like a bracelet, a necklace. I don't know if you have long hair, but I use my hair as a diffuser. So like there's other ways as well to kind of get that environment. You can be a walking diffuser.
Any other questions? You did such a good job, Wendy. Thank you for all that info. I was
you.
thinking of a couple things. I made some notes while you were talking. One thing that really impacts the health of the kids going to the school is, like you talked about, like what's going in their lunchbox. So limiting sugar as much as possible. That makes a huge impact on how sickly they're going to be throughout the year. The other thing is, as soon as they get home from school, the thing we always had them do is they headed straight to the bathroom and they washed their hands with the On Guard foaming hand wash. And then our younger son, because he had a weaker immune system because his stomach was so messed up at the time, that's part of why we got into doTERRA, is I put him right into the shower. I wanted him to get all of that off because he didn't need to get sick like as often as he was doing it. And then we would do On Guard on his spine and the bottom of his feet and the back of his neck, like you were talking about, every day, Monday through Friday. So that was just his regimen because his body needed that. If they've got stronger immune systems, it doesn't have to be quite as strict. But oh my gosh, we went from him getting sick every 3 weeks to a few times a year, like normal. Like they have to build their immune system, and that's okay. But it's hard when they're just getting over something and they just keep catching it and they chronically have this runny nose that starts, turning green. So this can change all that with like the school hygiene basically is what's happening during the school year. Okay, well, I'll just let you know what the topic is for next week so you guys can come back. Next week is going to be all about frankincense. Frankincense is the king of oils, and we are talking about this very special oil for a reason, which you will find out later. But anyways, you're going to want to attend and find out all that frankincense does for our bodies, because you can literally add it to any blend, anything that you're doing, and it's an amplifier, and it just causes it to be that much better. Frankincense is incredible. So thank you, Wendy, for all the time you put into this and sharing all that. I hope you guys got some good screenshots. I did. I loved the one that you had all what could go in their keychain. I think that's so useful. And if you guys don't have a keychain yet, I mean, that's a gift, not just for your kids. Like we get them for yourself too and keep it in your purse, because you'll be surprised how often you can break it out and use it with people, because things happen when we're out and about, and you'll be always ready and always prepared.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Wendy.
Have a good weekend.
Good night, guys.
Let me know if you need anything, Shara.